Hello and welcome to Spoilers, Morty. Today we'll be watching the ABCs of Beth, which you may know as Fruppyland.
Oh, how do you like that? What kind of merciless creator makes the ground bouncy? I'm gonna have to drown myself.
Oh no, the water's breathable? Who went and did that?
Are you saying Tommy survived here by having sex with fruity creatures, creating fruity human hybrid offspring, and then consuming their protein, sustaining himself with an endless cycle of cannibalistic incest?
Obviously, Rick does a lot of disturbing things.
A lot?
But in this one, he created an entire playroom for Beth, essentially, like a play world for her.
He created her imaginary world for her.
Which should have been nice. But the fact that they trapped somebody in there and left him alone.
What I want to know is, how did that go down? Because they really kind of glaze over that. Where so did Beth just never go back in again?
Yeah, she never mentioned it, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And clearly she must not have gone back in, because in the beginning of the episode, she's like, I just told myself that he went into my fun world and went away, and that was that.
Yeah.
And
she was
that's obviously
delusional about it.
What happened,
yeah.
But she just was like, no, that couldn't have happened because I don't have an imaginary fun world. And then was surprised that she had an imaginary fun world. Talk about hardcore regression.
Just something about that was extra disturbing.
You know what I felt was extra disturbing about this episode? Rick just running around with a bionic arm. The fact that Beth wasn't like, oh my God, your arm. The fact that she just was like, I'm going to keep having a conversation with you even though you have a metal death arm. That actually unsettled me slightly more, because it's all right, if this isn't weird for you, what is?
That's a good explanation of why I found it creepy, because it was normal for her. The fact that she had a childhood fantasy universe built for her, was normal. And she had all those inventions that were sometimes violent. Sometimes.
Sentient knife, I will admit, is probably my favorite, though. Sentient switchblade, was it? Or whatever he called it. I want to kill. Hi, Beth. You've grown taller. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But here's my other question. Why did Rick make them? He's like, here's all the weird you wanted me to make for you. And it's wait.
And he just did it,
You're
apparently.
Scolding her for asking you to make invisible handcuffs, but you made them.
He also kept it all.
And that stuff came in handy. A bat that can't break.
So I think he said invisibility handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
And I was hoping that someone was going to turn invisible.
Well, and so my question is Tommy or Timmy, whichever he is, I don't know. I agree with you, Rick. Burp. Is he still alive?
Probably not for too much longer.
Is he dead?
I mean, he was definitely missing some blood.
Some blood.
So.
But how much of that was his and how much of that was his disgusting, Muppet children? And my next question is, what happens to his Muppet children once Tommy dies? Do they continue on? Or do they all die?
It's unclear if they need to eat to survive.
Right.
So they might just continue on forever.
But it's also unclear if they can perpetuate the species.
Without
but they
him.
can die because he can choose to eat them. That part also got to me when I was thinking about it. I was just what happens to him and all of his Muppet children?
His kingdom.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. His kingdom.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying it. So, Jerry tries to make Beth jealous.
He does.
And does not succeed because she didn't even know about it.
Exactly, which makes it awesome.
Yep.
So, what I thought was hilarious about that is at first I was I'm gonna get it. Or I was Jerry's dating someone. But then I couldn't remember if I put Jerry's dating someone or Jerry tries to make Beth jealous.
Yeah.
But then he specifically said, I did it so she would notice. And I went, whatever version of that I wrote, I officially got, because I was a little worried. I was I think I wrote, he did it to make her jealous.
Yep.
And good job, me.
I was worried for a second because he was in such hard denial about it that if he didn't admit it, we might not find out.
Right. If he didn't admit it, it wouldn't have counted.
But he came clean.
He did. Good job showing your hand. What do you think about Jerry having telekinesis?
Oh, I'm not sure he has it anymore.
Well, not anymore, because he has to an alien to get it. But I thought that was pretty great.
He was putting it to good use, actually.
He actually was. He was doing a good job with it. I mean, horribly, but
almost eating sushi.
He was trying really hard to use it the right way.
Yeah.
Jerry gets a new job. I actually thought that was going to be what that last one was for.
Yeah, I could probably try to argue that he got a job hunting aliens.
Yeah, you could argue that.
But that would result in a bingo. So we'll save that for the finale when we really start grasping for straws.
Cool.
He just seems to not really learn his lesson. And the thing that bothers me is in the Cronenberg episode, we saw that he could be like a capable person.
Yeah.
And handle himself.
Right. He stood up, he took responsibility, and he like lost all of the fear. And then like I feel like he's kind of become like the punching bag for all the jokes, where everyone's like, "Oh, you're a Jerry." So there's no Jerry ever that's ever owned up except for Cronenberg universe Jerry. Well, I guess there's two Jerrys that have kind of taken control of their own fate. We saw the second one in Interdimensional TV, where
he was a famous actor.
And even though he shaved half his head and was on a heroin kick, he drove a scooter, like a riding scooter, to Beth's current house and confessed his love to her and said that he regretted everything and he loved her. So, barring an apocalyptic, monstrous future or almost drug overdosing.
So do you think we'll get one more? One more bingo, at least?
I will be surprised if you don't get a bingo, in all honesty. I mean, I know we only have one more episode left, but I feel like...
Yeah, probably not. I could also try to argue that the house was over half destroyed and get a bingo out of that, since I didn't take that one twice.
Are you going with cumulative damage at this point?
Yeah, it was different parts each time. So I could make the argument.
But also, I would say wait for the end of the episode. Like, wait for the last episode, because I have a feeling.
Either we'll do a separate episode for us arguing, or we'll just roll it into the next one.
For us arguing.
But there are a few on here that I could try to get.
Yeah.
We did take off your marker for catchphrase.
Yep.
He was really close again.
He was.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I know.
If he'd said it again, I would have probably been like, yeah, I guess that counts.
Yeah, but he did, so.
But it's another one of those things that other people are going to probably say quite a bit to each other.
Yep. It's all right. It's all right.
I'll bet I could argue that Rick encroaches on the house, too, somehow, but I'm not sure yet. I'd have to...
So.
It just came to me.
What?
All of the stuff that he had hidden in the fight with the toxic Rick.
That is true.
I could go through and figure out how many things he had just hidden in the house.
He had
normal objects.
One thing hidden he had the floorboard,
but were deadly
rigged.
weapons. Yeah, he had a book, a gun and a book. I think.
If you can come up with the two other things.
Two other things.
Yeah, because I'm actually I'm specifically thinking of. All right. Well, first let me hear it because I'm thinking of two specific things, but one of them is a maybe. Okay, so there's the book, and then what else?
Something in the floor, right?
And I think he does something with the plant where he like folds the plant leaf and then it like reveals that alien thing. That wasn't the third one I was thinking about. The third one I was thinking about was the security system that the house has. However, if you go back to the parasite episode, the house goes into full lockdown mode.
Total recall.
So it's like, oh wait,
yeah, he already
never mind. If that already existed technically, because I had forgotten about Total Recall, but I was like, oh, he added a security system to the house because he said he removed Jerry from the parameters. Like, be careful, don't just walk in. You're no longer on the whitelist. But yeah.
Also, I wish I knew where that chamber of Morty's mind blowers was because Summer just walked in on them.
Right.
So she was just wandering in there with a popsicle.
Yeah.
So if it was like in a locked away chamber in the basement, what was she doing?
Or maybe there's just two like deep freezers or something, and then she can go into like one of them is the portal into Morty's mind blowers, and then the other one, and she's like, oh, I'm getting a popsicle. I may as well check in on Grandpa and Morty because they're probably doing Morty's mind blowers, so I should probably check in on them. Are you guys in like a scenario 3? Oh, a scenario 4. Just.
So look forward to hearing all of that again.
Woo!
Perhaps in another week.
Mayhaps.
If we feel like
it. You know who I'm really excited to see? Evil Morty.
Again. That's not a pleasing sound.
On a side note, that really freaked out the cat. Pew, 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 pew. don't have to do that. It's fine. Anyway, where was I going with that?
I mean, if you didn't so vehemently try to derail yourself.
I did.
You might know.
I like slammed the brakes on that thought and killed 8 at the station. His kingdom of boys. Gotta bleep that. I was doing so good. I'm sorry.
I think you already said it about 4 times.
Oh, sorry.
Don't pretend you were doing well if you already
Kitten
said
face,
it.
sorry.
Okay, I accept.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening to Spoilers Morty. Tuning in every week, listening to us, talking about the Rick and Morty, and seeing me get another bingo. If you liked what you saw, a bingo your way over to that bingo thumbs up and bingo slap it, right? That's what people do. They ask you to slap it. Leave a slap on that like button.
Oh, I'm slapping it.
Don't be rude. Tap it. There we go. Tap that like button. That's what they say. No, I'm pretty sure they also say smash. No, it's smash that like button.